Welcome to East Tennessee Pinball. Today I've got this Dabra. It's one of my favorite games. I got one of these on route that I did for myself and turned out great. So this one is this is just repair only. This guy's kind of largely gone through the game, but he had some kind of lingering issues. Had an issue with the bullseye. Occasionally loses power. Ball count error. Game over. Game over errors. No cosmetics. So it looks like somebody's put new plastics on there and mostly new rubbers. It looks like there's one old rubber, a couple old rubbers, but so I haven't done anything to it yet. I haven't even really put in the Jones plugs. So I'll give you kind of the view. So this guy, he's already like cleaned these units. You see they're nice and clean, and there's, I don't know what kind of lubricant is on there, but there's a little bit of lubricant on there. These Jones plugs could be cleaned. I don't think you got to those. I did put a new plug on there because the ground was cut off of it. But I am going to start going through this thing. I think I'll start by cleaning the Jones plugs. Or maybe let's do this. How about we do this? It's supposed to mostly work, I think. So I'm gonna plug it in, turn it on, and kind of let's see what happens. All right, so I plugged those Jones plugs in the back. I'm gonna turn it on here. Nothing. Okay, I hit the start button. Seems like I booted up. Let me grab a ball and throw it in there real quick. Okay, we'll see what happens. Well, okay, I think it was already on zeros. Wow, the game's really flat. Switches are working. I'm gonna let it drain here. Actually, there's no lights in the back box. So let's just let's do another ball here. See if it ends the game. So that should have been ball 2. Ball 3. Okay, so it's 3 ball at the end of the game. So that seemed to be working. Let me start another game. We'll just try it. See what kind of functionality we got. Whoa, okay, it just turned off, I think. Yeah, it did. I'm suspicious when I see stuff like that, like flaky, and like the back box lights don't work. That's probably a fuse holder, and the game just turning off. Probably, very likely a fuse holder. So I'm gonna look at the fuse holders real quick, and yeah, let's look at the fuse. All right, so just give them a wiggle. These seem relatively tight. That one a little bit less so. Light box, so I could check and see if those fuses are blown. Check that one's very tight in the back there. Let me give me a multimeter and see if these fuses are blown. See if I can do it chopstick style. That one seems good. Seems good. Seems good. And I know you're supposed to pull them out to check them. Maybe I should, but I didn't. Usually you don't need to. I will. How about that? I'll pull one end out. Definitely that fuse is good. And I don't think that fuse holder's our issue either. I was really hoping that was going to be it. So, well, before we get too far down the road, I saw those Jones plugs. I think I'm going to start there. Yeah, these things are pretty nasty. Probably those are pretty nasty too. So I'm going to just clean all the Jones plugs. That won't take very long and get that out of the way. So I got all the Jones plugs cleaned a little bit. Hey, we have lights in the back box. Wow. That's a little bit better. That's a lot better, right? Start up a game. I guess we're in a game. We just gotta get the ball. The games don't really start until the ball goes through the through the skirt, basically. Okay. It's still, I think we do have a ball light. That's ball 1, yeah. So, let that drain. Ball 2 light's not working. It could be a bulb. Did the game end? The game ended. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at the, well, I'm having a dilemma here. Should I go through and clean and adjust every switch? I think this guy might have done that already, but you know, kind of hard following somebody else's work because you don't know exactly what's been done and what hasn't been done. Let's start by looking at this. Okay, I'm just gonna real quick. Let's just, that's visually clean and definitely sliding easily, and it's lining up on the rivets, so that looks good. I haven't looked at the switches on the back of it, but I don't think that's our issue. Probably like the hold circuit or something. I'd have to look at the schematic. Some of y'all might not need to, but I would. So I just went through the sequence again of getting the game to crash, and it doesn't go to the game over when it crashes. It goes to basically when you walk up to the game, and it's like this. There's you get the background lights are on, but it's not the game over lights. The game over lights, these 2 lights are on. The eyeballs are lit, and there's also game over lit up here because I manually went to here. I can show you here. If I start a game, I get the ball, pick it out. Okay, so I'm in the game, player 1. So if I just manually go through the balls, 3, 4, 5. So there's the end of the game, eyeballs and that. But when it crashes, it goes to like when it first turns on. And this game is like that. So I have this game, and I know for a fact, because it's kind of an issue on route anyway, when you first turn the game on, it's like that, except mine also has a tilt light. So a lot of people won't even put a quarter in it because it looks like it's broken or something. It's not. That's the way the game boots up in the tilted state. I don't see the tilt light on here. The tilt's not hitting or anything. It could be the tilt light's burn out. We could check that and just see. It's kind of an aside. But let's... Okay, there's player 1. Let's tilt it. Actually, I think we ended did we enter a game, or is that just tilted? Yeah, that ended the game. So that also killed the game. So maybe it's a slam tilt, huh? Let's see. So that's the exact same behavior when I tilt that. And this game does, I think that's right. I do remember this game. When you tilt it, that's in your game. It doesn't tilt the ball, it tilts the game. So this could be a tilt issue. He does have his tilt set really high, but it's not. Actually, it is kind of touching up there. I wonder if that's what it is. Damn. That'd be something if that's what it was. I think that's maybe what it is. It's like almost touching. So I'm gonna lower that tilt bob considerably, and I think that might be the issue. Yeah, the reason I know about this is so it's because we have this game in tournaments, and it's so painful when people tilt. They're like, oh, so you don't want to tilt on ball 1. You tilt on ball 5, it's all right. You know, you just, because this game has no bonus. You tilt on ball 1, and I have it set for 5 balls. Dogs, be quiet. Shh. You tilt on ball 1, and you're gonna lose. So anyway, I got that moved back. What the heck's going on there? Okay, we got ball 1 up there. Go to 2. Banging around on it, so went to 5. Oh, that's the end of the game. I think it should have gone one more step to. It didn't quite make it to the end of the game, so that's a different issue. It should go from, I think it's on 3 ball. It should click like 3 times, so 4 or 5, and then basically 6, which is the end of the game. So it should have gone one more. There. Now it's a game over. So I believe the issue with this thing rebooting, or it was actually tilting, and the tilt light's not working. So let's do this, because when I was tilting before, we didn't have a tilt light. Let's fix the tilt light. How about that? So the tilt is right there, which is that bulb there. So I'm going to go ahead and just proactively swap this out. I can't see if it's. I'm not going to take the time to measure with a multimeter. I'm just going to swap it. Okay, start up another game. We're in ball 1. Tilt it. Yeah, we don't have the light. So let's fix this tilt light, number 1. So the way I try to figure out when the lights aren't working, I try to find the bulb on schematics, and there it is right there. Okay, so the tilt light is the R relay. So you get down to the R relay, you want to see what that is. It's the hold relay. So I'm going to go just the hold relay. I was just thinking about this a little bit more. Like I mentioned, the fact that the tilt light is always on when you walk up, when you first turn on the game, and so that's the normal state of this switch is closed. So it's a make or break. That tilt light is in the make switch normally. So when you turn on this game, that tilt light should be on, and it's not. I just tried adjusting the switch and it's still not on, so it could be Jones plugs, because obviously I've got the relay pulled out there. So it's either that, the Jones plugs down there, the Jones plugs in the back box, the bulb socket. I think it's that one there. Oh wait, that was just jammed in the center there. It wasn't soldered in. I bet that's it. How about, you think? Does anybody think that's it? Yeah, okay, I think we found a problem, Houston. All right, so we got that soldered in there. Let's turn on the game, see if we got a tilt light. Turn on the game, and the tilt light. So that, I'm pretty sure that was the issue. So don't know what else. The player unit, so the ball unit, I guess he said. I wrote down, was it a ball unit or a player? This doesn't have a player unit because there's only one player. It must be the ball unit. So I'm gonna maybe look at that ball unit. Looked like it was kind of, I think you might soldering iron out of the way here. It looked like it was, yeah, I can, it's not coming down. I can push it, and if I do it hard, but sometimes if I did it a second ago, and I got it to stick up in there, like right there. It's not coming down. So I'm gonna pull this thing down and see what I can adjust. So I monkeyed around with this a little bit, and I located the source of the friction is this plunger going into this coil. It's maybe somebody lubricated it at some point 30 years ago. Pretty nasty and kind of sticky. This wheel here is completely free. Shoot, now I got it stuck. All these little linkages here are fine. It's just this plunger. So I'm gonna pull this off, put a new sleeve in there, clean that plunger, put it back together, and I think it'll be freed up. The reason I kind of suspected this, when it was stuck on that ball 5, I came back here and I just kind of clicked it, and it went clink, and then it went. So it was basically stuck in the up position when I came back to flick it to go forward. So I was like, something wasn't right. So that was my clue. So I'll get a little Allen wrench, take this apart and clean it up a little bit. So I took all those parts, put in the ultrasonic, clean them up, put a new sleeve in there, and there's absolutely no friction now. All right, so hold this back up there and we'll try it again. So I've tried re-cleaning the rivets, both top and bottom. The top ones are just the light bulb. The bottom two are for the position. That didn't do anything, but I think I might have figured out what it is. So as this thing steps up, so I've got the game on, it's in a game. It's on ball 1, so that's ball 2. Well, oh, it's sitting on the bottom there. Got it. Ball 2, ball 3, and watch this switch right here, right there. Ball 4, ball 5. That's kind of part way open, but not all the way open. It's got, and there's ball 6 where it's clearly open. I'm wondering if this is our bad biscuit. That one's not quite making contact. It's supposed to open up at 6, but it's kind of slightly opening up at 5. So I'm gonna bend that so it doesn't open up until 5 or till 6. And at 5, it's still making good contact, and see if that fixes our problem. Okay, so it's on ball 3. I'm gonna put this in here. See, it was pop, 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 and it was done. Before, even when it was working, it was tap, tap, and then it'd run another whole circle and then go pop. So that was the issue, that switch. I think I fixed the errors that the dude told me about. So I think I'll just start a game up here and just play with my fingers and see what's going on. So it looks like that bulb is not, so those are supposed to be both lit, and those advanced with like a 10-point shot. I don't guess they are they? It's either the 10 or the 100 advanced. Oh, okay, or the 1,000. Okay, yeah, not the 10. So they're advanced. So if I hit that, mine starts at 100,000. I thought let's. So that was lit for a second, but let's y'all can see. Oh, okay. So that one is not quite. I don't think it's quite lining up. There's another, basically a bonus unit where it's got to line up, and I don't think it was quite lined up. Let me start a new game out. This should start on 1,000. Okay, now it is on 1,000. So let's try it again. Oh, got to circulate the ball through. Now we can do. Okay. You spell 1, 2, 3, 4. It should go up. So it didn't quite go all the way. It went to. But now it'll go up to 3. Nope. Now it's at 3. So that needs a little work. So now we're at 5. Now we should get an extra ball or extra game. I heard that click. Yep. So hitting this should give us 5,000 points. It does. These other ones should be 500. So I think that's working. If you knock all these down, actually with 3 ball on one side, that should light. It did. Did that just turn off the game? I think that turned off. That tilted the game. Okay, so that's special. Well, there's some more fun. Yeah, he had mentioned that target. I was figuring it wasn't scoring or something. I didn't figure it'd tilt the game out. Let's do that one more time. Because I think we had the special. I don't. Let's see. Knock all those down. Now it's lit. That's what it does. That's fine now. How? Get it back to the same situation. We had 5,000. We knocked all these down. The knocker goes and the tilt goes. I'm pretty sure it's not so close that it's touching. No, I don't think I'm randomly touching anymore. I got a lot of movement there. That's weird. And it's not all the specials, because when I had if you build up this to 5 through the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then did it again, I got a special from that, and that didn't cause it. It requires you to get the special from here, and that tilts you. Which is actually in our game, that's pretty dang hard to do. To get to 5,000, basically to build the 6,000 to get the last shot on the target up there. Well, actually with 3-ball, it's a little bit easier, but still challenging, but it shouldn't do it. So that's a weird one. I'm gonna have to think about this one. I'm gonna have to dig out some schematics again. Probably so. See what's kind of commonality between the special circuit and the tilt circuit. I don't know. This is a weird one. So I decided to take care of the lights on the bonus unit. So I just pulled this out so I can get to it, and it's pretty dirty under here. So that's probably all it is. It's not making good contact. So I'm going to clean these rivets up and put it back together, and I think that'll probably solve that. So after cleaning that bonus unit, the bonus ladder here works fine, and I was just running the boulder's ladder up, and I got it to tilt again, and I'm not sure it's tilting or if it's just the whole relay is going out, because it goes to the tilt when the game restarts. But anyway, I got it to do that just from getting a special by running the bonus ladder up, and that's for another game, and it tilted when it kicked the first ball out, just like it did before. Of course, the other thing is, you've got this roll tilt here. There's a tilt switch here on the play field. There should be probably one down here on the cabinet bottom. Yeah, right there. That normally closed one there. Usually there's one on the door. I'm thinking maybe it's back at this R relay, which is a hold relay. That relay's got a switch on it that holds itself in, I'm sure. And that basically keeps the game going. And it could be that when the game gets a big draw of current, like running the knocker and the credit advance, that it doesn't quite have enough to hold the hold relay on, and that it momentarily loses a little bit of juice and it opens up. So I'm going to try to adjust that R relay such that the switch that holds itself on is a little bit more tightly closed. So I adjusted that switch that holds that onto itself, which is that back one right back there, and a little bit tighter. Didn't have any success. I'm gonna go back to these fuse holders. They're kind of tight, but they're probably tired, and they're definitely a little dirty. I am going to swap these 3 fuse holders out and see if that helps out. The other thing I could do is high tap it, except somebody has already beat me to the punch on that one. So I'm thinking it's just it may be a hard error, like something's shorted out, but I've gone through it several times, and it's just like you swipe the 1, 2, 3, 4 and do it 4, and once you get up to 5, then that's basically a special, and like every 4th or 5th time, every time you do it after that, you get the knocker, you get a credit, and about every 4th or 5th times, it'll say tilt, but really it's going into not the game over, but the initially booted position. So the hold relay is tripping. So I don't necessarily think it's the tilt. I think it's losing power to the hold relay. So why it's doing that, I don't know. Maybe I should. I guess that's. I should look at the schematics. What's feed the R? The only thing. So, okay, let's do this. Get the 15-inch fuse. So that's what I was thinking about, swapping that, get a better conductivity through that fuse. Got the bounce switch. I didn't clean those, but I did see that it wasn't super sensitive, but it could still be a point of resistance. Also got the start relay. So why don't I, those should probably be swapped anyway. I'm gonna swap those fuses. I'm gonna clean that bounce switch, and I'm gonna clean that S relay, those switches on there, and hopefully those three, because that's the only thing that's holding that thing onto itself. So actually we got to find, never mind, we it's more than that, because we got to find R over here. It's over here. That's the switch that goes, but to power it, it's another actually, so it's not S. Forgive me for that. So it comes this way. It's got to go through another anti-cheat switch. That's the switch that holds it on itself. It's got to go through the T and the light box anti-cheat switch. The light box. I didn't know there was one in the light box, but there is apparently. So there's the tilt switch. Or the tilt relay has a normally closed switch. So any of these could be points of weakness. Let's see if we can find that light box anti-cheat switch. I think I may have found it. So there's two of them up here. I don't know which one's the pertinent one, but let me zoom in here. If I move this, I mean, it's just barely touching. I move this one, they're barely held on there. And think about it. So this is our credit unit right here. When that snaps, sometimes that is pretty violent. It's vibrating. Could break the connection on either one of these and lose connectivity for a second, and then that trips the game. So I'm going to clean and bend these things very tightly closed. Could probably just solder them shut. Be for home use. We're not really worried about people cheating. Just put a bridge of solder across there and be done with it. But I'm not going to do that. Owner wants to do that, he could. But I'm going to bend these things, clean them, and bend them both these really closely together and see if I think that's probably our issue. So for sure, those two, basically those anti-cheat switches, that was the issue from here, and from getting the special. Honestly, though, I think that it was tilting out for that plumb bob switch also, because I wasn't at that point. I wasn't hitting the special, and that loss of power was only from hitting the special and hitting the coin advance or the credit advance. So I think there was actually two issues, which was a little bit confusing. So one was just the tilt bob was tilted, and the other was this anti-cheat switch. One of those two, I've got them both very tight now, so that's not going to happen again. So I think at this point, this game plays 100%. I guess let's do a gameplay video. I haven't actually played it yet. I've just been playing with my fingers. Here we go. Right down the middle. That's what this game likes to do. If it's on 3-ball, the 2 and 3 are tied together. Right down the center. Just for fun. Well, when I get to ball 5, I will go ahead and advance the 1, 2, 3, 4. In case I don't do it. You got my 1,000 points. Should have saved that one. 1, 2, 3, boom. Game over. Wow, 3 balls. That's quick. Let's do another one. Just so a lot of bonus ladders working now. You can hear the knocker. Before, when that knocker was going, it was crashing about every 4th time you did that. So that's done. I think all the scoring's working. I think I'm gonna call this one good. There's some bulbs out. I think this guy kind of wants to handle all that stuff himself. So I'll go ahead and post this video probably this weekend. If you liked the video, click like and subscribe. Cheers.